Buenos días a todos. Estimados señores Matthias Altendorf, Todd, Lucey, Stefan, Grotzer, miembros de la prensa e invitados. Mi nombre es Eduardo Rodríguez y yo soy el director general de Endress+Hauser México y les doy la bienvenida a este evento de inauguración de nuestras oficinas corporativas. Y me gustaría comenzar compartiendo algunos antecedentes sobre Endress+Hauser en México. Endress+Hauser es una empresa familiar que cuenta con más de 15,000 asociados en todo el mundo, de los cuales 150 nos encontramos en México. Endress+Hauser México inició sus operaciones de manera directa en el país en 1999, con un puñado de colaboradores y operando desde una residencia en el sur de la Ciudad de México. Después de haber ocupado diferentes instalaciones, hoy, 24 años después de aquel inicio de operaciones, nos encontramos en este nuevo edificio corporativo de vanguardia. Nuestros equipos profesionales de venta, servicio y proyectos de ingeniería, además de los grupos de soporte de procesos, trabajan arduamente para ganarse una reputación positiva y la confianza de nuestros clientes como expertos en la industria de automatización. Y al mismo tiempo nos esforzamos por proporcionarles el más amplio portafolio de instrumentos en el mercado mexicano, con el fin de ayudar a nuestros clientes a optimizar sus procesos, instalaciones, mejorar sus operaciones y su ventaja competitiva en el mercado. En Endress+Hauser, a través de nuestra gente, productos y servicios, venimos jugando un papel muy importante dentro de la sociedad, especialmente durante la reciente pandemia de COVID-19. Como una organización de servicios esenciales, nuestros equipos de soporte y servicio de campo permanecieron cerca de nuestros clientes desde el comienzo de la pandemia, lo que ha garantizado que estos últimos puedan permanecer operativos y continuar produciendo sus productos. Esto abarcó desde alimentos y bebidas hasta petróleo y gas, evidentemente también los productos farmacéuticos, incluyendo la fabricación de vacunas que siguen salvando vidas. Sin lugar a duda, nuestros productos son una parte esencial para mantener el funcionamiento y la prosperidad de la sociedad. En Endress+Hauser, cuando construimos nuevos edificios, nosotros nos involucramos directamente en la construcción de estos edificios, lo que significa que en este proyecto requirió de mucho tiempo y compromisos adicionales de muchas personas dentro de nuestra organización para hacerlo realidad. En 2019, después de evaluar muchas ubicaciones y opciones, el equipo de México decidió seleccionar esta ubicación en Lomas Verdes, sexta sección, como nuestro lugar de operaciones para hoy y el largo plazo. Estas instalaciones de vanguardia, con más de 4,100 metros cuadrados de construcción, en donde se incluyen varios conceptos de sustentabilidad muy relevantes, pues como sabemos, minimizar la huella del edificio es extremadamente importante para la familia Endress y nuestra corporación. Por tal motivo nos aseguramos de incluir, entre otros elementos de este proyecto, paneles solares que estarán suministrando el 70% de la energía eléctrica necesaria para operar este edificio. Asimismo, se diseñó un sistema de tratamiento y potabilización de agua capaz de potabilizar 7.2 metros cúbicos por día de agua. Por lo tanto, apoyándonos en el uso de estas y otras tecnologías, nuestro edificio será certificado en el nivel oro de LEED, lo que significa Liderazgo en Energía y Diseño Ambiental por sus siglas en inglés. Los edificios con esta certificación se centran en el bienestar de sus ocupantes, dado que ofrecen espacios más saludables y satisfactorios para estos últimos. Sin embargo, este edificio va más allá y ofrece virtudes únicas, como contacto directo con espacios abiertos, ajardinados, así como plantas al interior, que ayudan a mantener el contacto con elementos naturales. También incluye arte en diversas manifestaciones, incluyendo el arte formal, elaborado por artistas mexicanos, y fotografías que recuerdan y muestran lugares simbólicos inherentes a la cultura mexicana, y artesanías que promueven las manifestaciones culturales más auténticas de la idiosincrasia del país. Con lo anterior, se celebra la riqueza cultural y brinda sentido de orgullo y pertenecer a una compañía global que adopta la cultura local. El vestíbulo principal introduce luz natural a los 3 niveles que se conectan con una escalera helicoidal que recuerda el ADN, materia esencial de la vida, y en este caso de los valores de una empresa como Endress+Hauser. Adicionalmente, se pueden ver espacios complementarios que se pensaron y diseñaron con los empleados en mente. Se trata del bienestar físico, mental y emocional de quienes trabajamos en Endress+Hauser. Cada una de las áreas está cuidadosamente pensada para que el trabajo diario sea productivo en un ambiente abierto, claro y luminoso. La luz es el elemento protagonista, ya que es el contacto con la luz natural, que es la esencia, y por esta razón se puede ver hacia el exterior desde cada lugar de trabajo. Incluye también la luz artificial, que se pensó con diferentes intensidades y temperaturas de color para evitar la fatiga visual. En resumen, en Endress+Hauser nos preocupamos por minimizar la huella y el impacto de nuestras instalaciones en el planeta durante todo el ciclo de vida de este edificio, además de proporcionar un lugar óptimo de trabajo para nuestros colaboradores. El edificio en el que nos encontramos hoy comenzó como un sueño, que hoy se vuelve una realidad, y para lograrlo nos tuvimos que introducir rápidamente en el mundo de la adquisición de terrenos, estudios arqueológicos, permisos, planificación de sitio, arquitectura e ingeniería, gestión de costos y, en última instancia, construcción y puesta en marcha del edificio. Una hazaña lograda con la experiencia, el apoyo y los compromisos de todos los involucrados en el proyecto. Comenzamos la construcción en marzo del 2020, cuando la primera ola de COVID-19 estaba llegando con fuerza y había pocos presagios de los múltiples desafíos extremos que enfrentaríamos, desde construir un edificio con cubrebocas hasta los problemas imprevistos de la cadena de suministro que hoy todos conocemos. A pesar de enfrentar desafíos sin precedentes en todos los frentes para construir un edificio de esta envergadura durante la pandemia, y adicionalmente viviendo una incertidumbre económica desconocida, Endress+Hauser mantuvo su compromiso total con nuestros clientes, colaboradores, socios y la comunidad. No podíamos haber emprendido este viaje en mejor momento. A medida que nosotros y nuestros clientes volvemos al entorno de trabajo físico, hoy inauguramos estas instalaciones y las abrimos a los clientes y socios para que se unan a nosotros y compartan algunos de los aspectos más relevantes de la tecnología de punta, disponible en un entorno de aprendizaje práctico, único en nuestra industria, ya que al contar con la unidad de entrenamiento en procesos, o PTU, por sus siglas en inglés, podremos demostrar siempre nuestras tecnologías de última generación, entrenar a nuestros empleados y clientes e incrementar la interacción de negocios con el mercado mexicano. No tenemos ninguna duda que esta obra nos hace aún más fuertes y sin duda la relación con nuestros clientes se verá ampliamente beneficiada. Muchas gracias.
Morning from my side as well. Great day to be here. Very special day. Obviously, the weather cooperated too. The day is here. It becomes a reality. As Eduardo said, started as a dream, and I remember in the design work and all the work leading up to it. It was hard to imagine this being here, and it's great to be here today to participate in that. This is actually our third building inauguration in North America in the last 3 years. We had our first inauguration in Houston about 2.5 years ago, and then in Burlington, Ontario, Canada. Mr. Varga did that inauguration last year, and now here in Mexico City. So the thing I'd like to talk about there is that it highlights the commitment that Endress+Hauser has to growing the business in North America, and specifically here in Mexico. And we certainly appreciate the confidence that the executive board from Endress+Hauser has in us, the Endress family, and our CEO, Matt Altendorf. We very much appreciate it. Thank you, Matt, for all the confidence and support that you give us here. So thank you for that. One of our goals in North America is to keep pace with the global growth, but especially in Asia and specifically in China. So both Tony, Eduardo, and myself representing North America, our job is to make sure that the company has balanced business globally. Because otherwise we become too dependent on one region of the world. So we've taken that challenge to heart, and I'm very proud standing here today to say we've done our job, guys. In the last 3 years we've kept pace with Asia, and in some cases outperformed, which is good for the overall Endress+Hauser group. I remember being here in 2019, I should say, for the groundbreaking. It was quite a momentous day already there. Of course, the place looked completely different than it does today. Just a pile of dirt, and we were even wishful thinking at that point. But as Eduardo's already said, a lot's changed in those 3 years between COVID, situations that we've had, supply chains that we've had, the war in Ukraine, high inflation, of course, remote work and working from home. So I want to just spend a couple of minutes talking a little bit about what that means for us with those changes. But through it all, I have to say I'm very proud of Eduardo and the E&H Mexico team. You stayed focused on the goal at hand. It wasn't easy. So with all the focus on the building and getting that done, we still had to do the business. And it's been fantastic to see the performance and the results of E&H Mexico, even during this period of time that were difficult, plus the building, a lot of distractions, so well done. Back in 2019, I remember I commented on the building and what it was going to mean, and specifically that it wasn't just a structure, it was a place to belong, a home to grow relationships with customers, associates, the community, and also attract talent. And I think we all agree getting talent into the organization is not easy today, but still something that we need to do. So all of that is still true. And now seeing this building come alive and manifest itself from the dream we had, despite all the challenges, it was great. And why do I say that? Because I believe, and Endress+Hauser and our culture believes, that you need and want, and we have many people that want to be face-to-face. They want to have that human interaction. They want to have the collaboration. And I would say individual contributions, individual contributor work can be done remotely. That's straightforward. But to be able to have a building where work doesn't just get done, but where you have a spot where relationships are created, friendships are developed, innovation happens, trust is built, collaboration occurs. All of these things matter, and matter a lot to Endress+Hauser, and I think is a distinct competitive advantage when we look at where we're headed today. And the great thing is, it's a place where everyone can be their best, and as a result, we find that we can actually attract the best talent, because this innovation and collaboration and creativity that gets done when you bring people together in a setting and environment like that makes us unique. Because I get that question a lot, why is E&H still building buildings when you have all this remote work opportunity? So hopefully that gives you a little insight to who we are and our culture. So with that, I'll stop here. And again, I would like to thank everyone for being here. Welcome everyone. Thanks to Eduardo and the entire E&H Mexico team and all the support organization that made all this happen. It's a great day. Enjoy the day, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the day. Thank you.
Good morning, also from my side. Thank you very much for having me here today at this great location. Very excited to be here, and it's very impressive, the new building. I had the chance to be here last year in October when we had a meeting, and listening to you and promising that, yeah, in January you have grand opening. I was skeptical to say the least, but you pulled it off, and I think it's a great result. Great result. I really do like what Eduardo already talked about a little bit, this the sustainability approach of the building. Particularly, you saw it down there real quick, the water reclaiming system, very interesting, very innovative, and it gets us a long way to our sustainability goals. In one fashion or another, I was involved with SC Mexico for the last 20 plus years. And I do remember having negotiation, buying flow meters from the US. Have a negotiation with, at the time, Meta. So it was really vivid discussions, and I learned Mexicans can negotiate quite well. But at the end of the day, He's not Mexican. Oh, he's not Mexican. True. But at the end, we got to a really good result. Of course, this laid the groundwork for some very successful years. Also, when David handed over the leadership to Stefan Huber. With Stefan coming in from a completely different industry, first task was to teach him how to correctly spell Coriolis. But he was a quick learner. And he immediately understood that this means dollars and success, right? So now when Eduardo took over the reins, there was no need to explain Coriolis or flow meters or instrumentation overall. He was already the director of marketing for SC Mexico, and of course he knew our Endress+Hauser product portfolio really well. So, of course, then he took that knowledge and his Mexican negotiation skills to get only the best for SC Mexico, to get good supply of instrumentation from North America. During tough COVID times, Endress+Hauser Mexico never lost focus and continued to serve all your customers in all your industries, our industries I should say. And you were very successful doing that even with all the restrictions in place. As such, I don't know if everybody realized that Endress+Hauser Mexico is the first North American sales organization crossing 1 billion last year. I think the collaboration with all the production entities in North America and Greenwood is really, really good. And of course, I speak for Flow specifically, and I always love to be in contact in one fashion or another with Mexico. You are always very demanding, but for a reason, but you also deliver results, and I appreciate that very much. So I have seen grow the SC over the years, and I always appreciate the open and direct communication. So you know where you were standing. If there's something wrong, they will certainly tell you. If something is great, also tell you. So that's really great, and I appreciate that. As I already said, your new building shows the result of all your hard work and growth and success over the years. I have to admit though, the one feature I really, really do appreciate is your elevator. Because walking up and down the stairs in the old building, you notice that you have 2,400 meters above sea level. And probably also out of shape. But I really do appreciate that. So again, big thank you, big congratulations from my side. I know you all waited for my speech, but I think the one following after me is a little bit more important. So at this point I want to conclude, and thank you again, congratulations, and enjoy the day. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here in Mexico. Eduardo, thank you for having me. Todd, welcome. We have around 160 people here in Mexico, which try to serve our customers and try to help them with their challenges, with our product, services and solutions what we have. And you have heard our journey in Mexico is a long one with our own operations, but Endress+Hauser is in Mexico 50 years already. So we started our journey with representatives in the 70s and in the 80s before we established our own point. At this point, I also can say I know all the managing directors of Endress+Hauser Mexico. Why are we here? Because Endress+Hauser has 16,000 people around the world, $3.5 billion revenue around the world. But we are not one single monolithic type of company. We are a network of companies which produce and sell around the world. So we have 55 sales operations around the world. We serve 120 countries, and we have 35 manufacturing sites around the world. And our philosophy was always, and is still since more than 20 years, we apply this rule out of the region for the region. That means we want to be local, we want to be close, we want to adapt to the culture, we want to learn from our customers locally, and we want to serve them locally from that perspective. You have heard also that 70% of the energy we have here is solar. We try to be natural friendly from that perspective. We try to do this in all our new buildings. We try to take care of the environment as much as we can. Why? Because one of our core values is sustainability. So we are not in for the short run, we are in for the long run. So we are since the 70s here in Mexico, but Endress+Hauser turns on February 1st, 70 years old. and we are in the long run, and we take that very seriously. Our employees here in Mexico did a good job despite all the circumstances they had to face. They had to deal with the COVID situation. It's never fun to start in such a situation. You have heard from Todd, Lucey, how important for our culture and our spirit it is that people get together, they can breathe, they can smell, they can see each other, they can touch each other. Specifically in the Latin culture, very important to be close to each other. So that's very interesting and very good for us. I also give you the comparison. I think Mexico as a country is 45 or 47 times bigger than Switzerland, just from the geographical point of view. I think 14 times more citizens than Switzerland has. So it's important that you have those 160 people together try to manage this vast country with all this opportunity, and they did a wonderful job in doing that. It also shows that we do not have borders between Mexico, United States and Canada. We like each other, we want to be with other, we want to share things with others, we should exchange knowledge, we exchange the wisdom, the learnings on behalf of the customers, of course on behalf of our people as well. With this building you will see this will be unique in Mexico. We also bring some Swissness to Mexico. That's a very important point. And people always ask me, what do you mean when we talk about Swissness? Well, even so, 80% of that's what is sold in Mexico is built in the North American territory, but nevertheless designed and also thought about by Swiss engineers or German engineers, so we bring precision to Mexico. The second thing is reliable. Our company is very reliable, our products are reliable, and reliability is a very fundamental thing. With this reliability comes trust. As I said, we want to be sustainable, people should trust us, our customers should trust us. But everybody knows the best chocolate comes from Switzerland too. So we have a good taste. So we like the taste from that point of view, that's very important. And last but not least, you know, the banks are in Switzerland too. So there's value. I thank you all for being here for the inauguration. Thank you for coming today. And I'm more than happy to answer all the questions you would like to have with the help of my colleagues. And I'm looking forward to see you during the day. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Eduardo, Managing Director and Editor-in-Chief from Energy and Commerce. Congratulations for this inauguration. So my first question will be to Matthias. What does these facilities represent for your global operations? How will this benefit your global operations?
You know, very important for us to be close to the customer around the world. So in those 55 countries where we have our own sales service operations, we learn from the market and our customers. And each market has a little bit of its own specifics. And we have to find out what the specifics are and what might change that, for example. This can be legislation which changes, this can be market requirements which changes, and this is how we benefit being locally in Mexico with our people, that we learn from the market and we serve the customers here, and we act basically like a local supplier, but of course with all the values the Endress+Hauser product basket brings in us. So the 55 sales operations and the 35 manufacturing sites, they together make the network of Endress+Hauser, which makes us globally successful. And therefore we can be very agile, adapt to the situation, and COVID has shown that out of the region was a real benefit for us to serve our customers.
My first question will be to Todd, and Eduardo, if you want to answer as well, I will appreciate that. And the second question will be for you. So the first question, Todd, is Mexico, the business unit, becoming as important as the Canada and US business units? That's the first question. And the second one, Eduardo, if you could tell us about how would this benefit your clients, and how would you interact with these clients face to face with all this technology, and if you can give us some, and if you can share some numbers about the investment that you have done here with all this technology that you have here.
Yeah, so thank you for the question. A great question. So if you look at the breakdown in North America, you've got the U.S. for sure. Canada is second to Mexico, but Mexico, in terms of the growth, has been traditionally, actually over the last 5 years, the highest growth contributor of the three in terms of percentage growth. So you see today that Canada and the US for E&H globally is in the top 10 of the sales offices that Matt's talking about, the 55 organization. Mexico's in the top 15 already. So it's continuing to grow and get bigger. So that's on the size part of it. But I would say from a contribution side, Mexico has contributed greatly, especially in the oil, gas, and energy sector. And as a matter of fact, we've had some people that used to work here in Mexico, Eduardo, that have moved into the United States because we've been able to leverage that knowledge. So being able to collaborate, being able to share resources. So I would say mining and metals, oil and gas, and energy in general, we've been able to leverage what Mexico's been doing to help support us, even in the U.S. and in Canada, to gain in our know-how and experience that way. So it's been that relationship of people and the know-how is going to continue to grow, and Mexico, as a result, will continue to be a major contributing factor as we move forward.
Thank you, Todd. Para la segunda pregunta, como ya lo mencionaba, la inversión total alrededor de 6 millones de euros para el edificio y todo lo que incluye en él, pero una pieza muy importante de la inversión está situada en lo que llamamos la PTU, o el Process Training Unit, y eso nos va a permitir poder demostrar todas nuestras tecnologías de última generación, no tan solo para la promoción de estas tecnologías, sino también para el entrenamiento de nuestros propios colegas que trabajan para Endress+Hauser, pero también para todos los clientes. Y tenemos la posibilidad de recibirlos aquí, entrenarlos, demostrarles la tecnología, y esto nos va a acercar definitivamente mucho con ellos. Durante la pandemia también fue mencionado, nunca dejamos de estar en contacto con ellos, manteniendo el soporte, ayudándolos a seguir productivos, operando, porque esto no se paró. Muchas oficinas podían hacer home office, digamos, o muchas funciones se podían llevar a cabo desde el home office. El servicio no, teníamos que estar en el campo, del lado a ellos, y por eso fue uno de los grandes grupos de trabajo de nuestro equipo de servicio que nunca dejó de estar apoyando a nuestros clientes.
Commerce and Energy News. We are with Lucey. He is the CEO for US, Canada, and Mexico. Hi, Todd.
Hi, hello, glad to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Please tell us about the technology that you have in here and how will this benefit the market and your clients?
Yeah, absolutely. So what's behind us is called a process training unit. We have over 300 measuring devices on the unit, from level, pressure, temperature, flow, liquid analytical. There's gas analyzers that are here. And the whole idea, of course, is being able to get customers as well as our own associates to come in and get their hands on the equipment. So it's actually a working unit, so we actually pump water and other fluids around the devices so we can actually get more real world conditions. It's not just a PowerPoint presentation or a demo on a desk. We actually put it in operation and use. So the idea is to actually get the education done, but also what we find is it's a great place to bring in students and the community to get a chance to see what advanced manufacturing and process automation is all about. So it's a perfect opportunity to attract talent and get talent from the community to start getting them interested in science, technology, engineering, and math. So training on the one side for customers and employees, but also a community place to bring in and attract talent.
How many training units like this one do you have in North America?
So we have 10 of these in the United States. We have 2 more of these in Canada, and now this one in Mexico City. So we have 13 of these, and it's a 7-figure US dollar investment. So it's a huge commitment and confidence factor to say when we make this investment, as Eduardo already said, we're here for the long haul, right? That sustainability part.
Thank you very much. Estamos con Miguel Revilla, director de marketing de Endress+Hauser México. Miguel, por favor platícanos, ¿cuál es la importancia de tener todos estos equipos aquí en México, además con una unidad de entrenamiento como esta única para toda Latinoamérica?
Muchas gracias, Aldo. Pues es muy interesante, básicamente creo que es única, al menos en México. Es una planta, digamos, para poder jugar con ella. La intención es que nuestros clientes puedan ver nuestros equipos, pero funcionando como lo harían ellos en sus propias plantas, con la enorme ventaja de que aquí no causaríamos obviamente un tema de seguridad como si lo quisieran hacer ellos en sus plantas. Están representados y equipos de todas las variables que manejamos: flujo, nivel, presión, temperatura, analítica, la parte de gases. Todo lo tenemos aquí para que precisamente nuestros clientes vengan y puedan, antes de comprar algo, ver que sí les va a funcionar, y una vez que ya lo adquirieron, manden por ejemplo a su gente más operativa a que realmente lo sepa operar de la forma correcta, y cuando vaya a sus plantas obviamente no tengan ningún problema.
16 millones de euros se invirtieron en este edificio, con todo lo que nos platicaban hace unos momentos, de las grandes capacidades que tiene, de lo sustentable que es el edificio, las instalaciones, este sitio de entrenamiento. ¿Qué representa para Endress+Hauser a nivel global tener estas instalaciones aquí en México?
Pues para mí es un enorme voto de confianza, como lo vimos en la conferencia de prensa. La idea es que Endress+Hauser está apostando por México. Con esto aseguramos que los siguientes 50, 100 años vamos a seguir aquí con nuestros clientes, apoyándolos y obviamente buscando hacer más inversiones para darles lo mejor a cada uno de nuestros clientes.
Miguel Revilla, director de marketing de Endress+Hauser México, muchísimas gracias. Nos encontramos con Stefan y con Eduardo Rodríguez. Stefan fue hace algunos años director general, ahora Eduardo toma esa posición, y este proyecto del edificio empezó con Stefan algunos años. Por favor, los dos cuéntenme qué representa para ambos haber iniciado este proyecto y hoy verlo concluido.
Es para mí, cuando yo veo esto, es revivir un sueño que realmente Eduardo hizo realidad. Entonces, para mí realmente, en este momento ha sido una visión, tener un edificio en México para toda la gente que trabaja para Endress+Hauser, por supuesto. Y ahora
lo tenemos. Yo tengo que agradecer a Stefan. Gracias a Stefan estoy en la compañía. Y nunca hubiera podido imaginar que él iba a iniciar este proyecto, porque él presentó un proyecto hace más de 10 años y finalmente me tocó ahora llevarlo a la realidad y concretarlo. Es un gusto tenerlo aquí con nosotros y celebrar esta inauguración de un edificio tan importante para nosotros.
Eduardo, México va increíblemente bien. O sea, es indudable la labor de Stefan, que dejó la compañía en extraordinarias manos y un excelente camino, pero bajo tu liderazgo ha ido creciendo de forma espectacular. ¿Qué hay detrás de todo eso?
Seguimos creciendo de una manera muy relevante, y lo que nosotros consideramos es que nuestro talento humano es lo que nos impulsa a ser cada día mejores. Atendemos todas las industrias verticales de la industria de procesos, y sí, satisfactoriamente podemos decir que somos líderes en el mercado. Hoy en día estamos más fuertes que nunca.
Muchísimas gracias a ambos.
Gracias a ustedes.